All right, and we're live. We're here. You've missed this over the last couple of weeks, but we start off with a quote. It's not just a keel and a hull and a deck and and sails. That's what a ship needs. But what a ship is, what La Floridita really is freedom. Welcome back to another week of the Tats and Tarasques. We got here the full crew this time. On my right, my left, technically your right, if we're going down the line here, returning his triumphant return, we have Sorn, played by Dylan. And lots of middle fingers. Thank you, Sorn.
So much love to chat. Yep.
the angst is back.
Out the front, to the left of my left, to the right of your right, we have Katie playing Karu, returned triumphantly with Nutella.
Yep.
Good.
I don't know.
What Nutella?
It's gone. Yeah. I'll get some more.
Graduated from a weird motel out in the middle of Australia. Timmy, you're finally back at home with your beautiful face, playing Pauly. And of course, Cait and her shadow dog in the background that is just a black hole of doom, playing Yama.
Void dog.
When last we left our heroes, they'd made it to the Verdant Beacon, sort of the main city on the Isle of Verdant, deep into the heart of the Emerald Trading Company territory. They met our contact Talia and were instructed to bring their smuggled cargo to a back beach on Verdant, and it was sort of a day's sail away. They brought the 12 Rothe with them, deep Rothe with them, and with the help of Damrakir, they sort of marched their way into a bit of a jungle on towards the interior of the island, trying to avoid detection. Insects buzz and birds caw as Pauly, Yama, and Karu are led through this jungle path by the great alleged smuggler, Damrakir, I should say. Never been proven that he was an actual smuggler. And you came across fallen trees blocking your intended path. And rather than making your way around, you started moving them. And it was at that point that goblins began to run out of the trees, and we rolled initiative. However, if we cast our minds back to when we last saw Sorn in the city of Verdant, being led through back alleyways and back rooms by Damrakir, you walked through speakeasies, bars, getting seedier and seedier. Damrakir sort of nodding, talking to bartenders, leading you through cool rooms and kitchens, out into back alleyways, and then back out into other bars. Sorn, as you walk through one of the houses of negotiable affection, you see a woman on stage, dancing, spinning around a pole, her blonde hair swinging out behind her, and there are small bells that ring around that ring from a skirt on her waist. And while the light in this place is dim, there's some kind of magical illumination spotlighting her on stage. And while Damrakir is kind of walking through this place, leading you through, you stop for a moment and watch her dance. There are a crowd of men and women watching on in rapt attention as she spins around the pole, and she locks eyes with you, and time appears to crawl to a halt. What does she see? Can you describe Sorn for me? Because it's been so long since we've seen our favorite emo boy.
Are we seeing this in a magical sense, or are we just seeing the surface appearance of Sorn?
What is the surface appearance of Sorn? What does it look like to the eye?
She's seeing a slightly disheveled looking drow. It's just made a bit of a ruckus in the streets of Verdant. He looks a little bit on edge, but he's trying to play it cool. They're not going to find us. We'll be all right. I think we'll be okay. Are you sure we're safe here? Are you sure?
And Damrakir just says, yes, Damrakir has come here many, many times. Don't worry about it. Come on.
All right.
As he's leading you through this place. But as you lock eyes with this dancer, the sounds of the room fades into silence. There's no music, just the ringing of the bells, just you and her. And as she comes to an end of her routine on stage, there's no applause, no hollering, no hooting, no movement from the crowd. You realize time has actually come to a halt.
So time's come to a halt for everyone except for me and the mysterious woman on stage.
Yes, and she finishes up her routine and is sort of looking at you. Her eyes kind of go wide, and then a big smile creeps over her face. And she waves at you from across the room.
I will look back and just say, what manner of business is this? What is going on?
Damrakir is frozen in time. He's not like you turn to look at him. He is not moving.
All right. Well, I reiterate that point, but I yell it across the room at her.
She yells back, "What? Oh, hold on, wait right there!" And she runs over to you, leaping off the stage, her bells jangling. Oh wow, it's really you! I can't believe I found you. I can't believe I was the one to find you. What are you doing here?
Who's looking for me?
Oh my god, they're gonna be so happy. We should go see them right now.
Who is they? Who might they be? Who am I going to see?
You're the Dreamlord, the Night Serpent. I can take you to the castle of Everwin. Come now. And she goes to take your hand.
I let her take my hand, I guess.
She pulls you in. You notice her eyes are white with just black slits where the pupil should be. And leathery wings that were not there a moment ago spread from her back and enclose you, pulling you into darkness. And after a moment, or what could be many moments in the absolute black, even your drow senses unable to see, you realize you're face down on a black beach. You push yourself up, and the shining black sand beneath you appears to be a deeper darkness, but you're able to push up off it and see sort of a subtle difference between sort of the black sand you stand upon and sort of a black sea behind you, though it's a little bit hard to see where one starts and one ends.
I'm going to, just continue to look around and see if I can find any sort of anything I can see that would be like a landmark or something.
Absolutely. In fact, as you sort of scan the horizon, you look up on what appears to be sand dunes. You see a castle shifting and changing as if the stones and shingles were scales of some kind of creature, and they sort of flip over, forming new pictures and new forms of architecture as the castle itself shifts and changes its look. And you then, where she didn't seem to be there a moment ago, she is there now, and I'll actually share a little picture of her. She looks like this.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm just
Tasty.
gonna say
We have eye candy now for both, all choices really, Dathrakir with his sexy pecs.
Sorn's pretty spoiled for choice.
She's all of a sudden sort of standing beside you. It looks like she's almost hovering just off the ground. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy you're here. They'll be so happy you're here. They've been looking for you for a while."
Where is here? Is it this? I'm assuming this isn't
this
like our regular plane.
No, this is the dreaming.
So am I asleep at the moment?
Have you never been here before?
Or am I awake? It's pretty clear I've never been here before that I'm aware of.
You're of course you're one of the dreamless.
Ooh, I don't do that. I'm an elf.
You've never well, allow, and she sort of like stands up straight and sort of formal, and she says, "Well, allow me to be your guide to the dreamless. My name is Muse, and this here is the castle of Everwin. where the Dreamlord sort of reigns over the dreaming and monitors and provides dreams for mortals. You've been on their radar for some time now. I'm surprised you haven't been here. They've been quite adamant that we were to find you. In fact, you're pretty lucky that I found you.
Why? Would the other ones hurt me, or at least try to?
I don't want to say unkind words about them, but some of the other dreams aren't very nice.
Got it. So they're dicks. Okay. Well, how does do I have to walk over there, or can I just imagine that I'm there? Are we in a? I've heard a lot about what dreams are and how people can manipulate their dreams, but this would be my first time being asleep, if you will.
She says, "Oh, yes, of course. You haven't been here before. Well, in dreams, you can walk places, though it can sometimes sort of feel like you're struggling to walk, almost feel like you're walking through molasses. The best way is actually to you look around and you sort of follow her gaze, and you look back and you're in front of the castle." She says, often it's just best to kind of move through the dream like that. People find it a lot easier. Walking from place to place can feel quite slow and difficult. I don't know why. I think it's your mind is sort of a little bit stronger here in the dream. But come on, we must meet them. We must meet them.
Might I try something really quickly? What is the Dreamlord's name?
Well, they go by many names. Some refer to them as Orpheus, Dendar, she who shall devour the sun, the Dreamlord.
And they're that way, and I point up at I'm imagining like there's a big section of the castle that would be like a central room.
Absolutely, yeah. There's sort of there's certainly a main bulk of it, but the sides, the sort of wings of the castle seem to be growing and shifting constantly. But it all sort of stems out from some sort of central kind of building.
All right, I'm going to try and close my eyes and imagine that I am in front of the Dreamlord.
You close your eyes and you think of, what did you picture?
I picture darkness and like a limitless dark with stars and all manner of creature and beings floating through, but not truly there, if it makes sense. They're like ethereal, like fragments passing by, and I'm like in basically like I'm imagining I'd be on like the edge of a black hole, and things are all coming in, but things are coming back out as well.
You close your eyes, and when you open them, you are standing sort of at the precipice of a room, but the floor itself appears to be a void of space, and so do the walls and the ceiling. But you notice it also could just be glass, and that there's endless void beyond. You can see stars off in the distance beyond the glass, almost as if you're in some kind of aquarium. And you do see, is that creatures sort of floating, swimming past in the phlogiston of beyond? Or is it the stars themselves moving slowly in the horizon? At the end of sort of a black carpet trimmed with silver, there is a throne, and sitting on it is a figure, sort of a thin figure, pale with long black hair, and they say, "Welcome, dreamless one, to my realm. We have much to discuss." And we're going to snap back to the party in their fight.
Yeah, fight!
Sorn's just been kidnapped and sent to another realm. Everyone's like, hey, we're going to go fight shit.
Yeah.
That's very current. You just met the Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. If we remember correctly, none of you were able to beat the goblins' stealth check. So they actually have a surprise round on you, and so they're going to get their licks in.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I
That's
specifically
so sad.
remember your perception checks being quite. You did attempt them, but they were quite terrible.
Ah, that's right. Sorry. Yes, perception. Yes.
Pauly, does a 13 hit your armor class?
No.
No. Oh, that's probably quite good for you. You see an arrow fly out and sort of fly past you into the bushes, but when you look back, you don't exactly see which creature it came from. But a number of other goblins start kind of running towards you from out of the trees. That's not going to do it either. So they start running towards you and swarming around you, Pauly. I really should have just put them all in the same initiative. This is going to be really fucking annoying. A 19 hits though.
A 19 does hit. Yes.
All right, you take 8 piercing damage as an arrow does sort of crack into your wing, and you see it's from a sort of a goblin with a bow and arrow off to the edge there.
Uncanny dodge that one.
Sure.
4 damage.
Let me turn on unrestricted vision range actually, because I think it is daytime. And that might actually even be scarier.
Time to die.
A firebolt comes out of one of the goblins. He's got like a little staff and a cool little hat, and he's going to fire a firebolt at you from his staff, Pauly. But it whizzes past you, and you're fine.
He still dies first.
One of the goblins, though, runs up and takes an attack on the Rothe.
No, he dies first now.
He rolls a natural one, though. What a silly
Slapped
goblin.
himself in the face.
This guy's going to run up and try and stab at you as well. And that's a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not? What's your armor class?
18 now.
Oh, jeez. Someone's been making you too powerful.
It's on my dex and stuff.
This guy, you see another one runs over to this Rothe, also tries to take a hit. And
It's like, yeah, I got like +5 from dex bonus.
so you are somewhat surrounded by these guys, Pauly. Then a 16 does not hit. And these guys sort of sneak in a little bit closer. All right. Top of the next round.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I just looked at the initiative
Oh my god.
thing.
Yeah, they just all popped up.
Went from 3 to...
This is when we need a certain warlock that does AoE.
Mhm.
A 22, I assume, will hit then, so 7
He doesn't
piercing
do that
damage
much
on you,
AoE.
Pauly. This is a new round, though.
What was that? Sorry, what was the number? Sorry.
7 piercing damage.
Okay, this is a new round. I won't uncanny dodge that though. I'll leave that one alone. I feel like I'm going to get hit a lot.
It is your turn.
I'm going to smack some bitches. All right, I'm going to. I like the it's your turn. What would you like to do thing? That's cool.
Yeah, it's a new thing, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I am going to just. I'm too close to hit him with my pistol, and there's too many of them to run away. So I'm going to start stabbing.
Oh, sorry. Because you are surrounded by these guys, so there's 3 of them
Yeah.
minions are surrounding you. These goblin minions.
I don't
and
get a
they-
lot of my shit as well, yeah.
Well, at the start of your turn, you take 1 piercing damage for each goblin minion within 5 feet. So I need you to take 4 piercing damage.
Jesus, okay.
Actually, you can make a saving throw first. Dexterity saving throw. As it looks like they're trying to jump on you and, bite you, stab you, etc.
Illustration's wild.
Not great.
Oh,
Not great.
You
11.
did a 14. Okay, you do not hit a 14. You take 4 piercing damage.
Yep. All right, I am going to get the fuck out of dodge and let them all attack me. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run up to that wizard one.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly to that wizard one.
All right, so they're getting attacks of opportunity here.
Yep.
Out of the 4 attacks, the highest one is a 17, so none of them hit, I believe.
No, that's correct.
Cool.
And I'm gonna smack this one with the talon.
Sure.
Just basically, just kind of like, I'm gonna just straight up, just do like a dive lunge.
Yeah.
25 to hit.
Absolutely, that'll hit.
Uh, 27 damage.
More than enough. You swoop down. He sort of tries to take cover in the bush, and you just land into him. Leaves and sticks go flying out of the bush, and he is sort of pinned underneath you, dead.
And I'm going to swivel back around and shoot the middle one with my pistol.
Yep.
$21 to hit.
Yep, that'll absolutely hit. And they have to make dex saving throws, is that right?
That's correct, yes. I got to roll a D6, I'm pretty sure it was. For some explosive damage. 1d8.
Cool. And these guys
Daisy.
guys rolled terribly. So the one in the middle is just cut down by your shot, and all the others in the explosion just go flying.
No, actually, wait. It was so they don't all get attacked. They don't all get like 13 damage. They get like 1d8.
Yeah.
The other ones. Okay, cool. All right.
These are all very, very soft boys.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Didn't want to be that person doing really, really good and then being an asshole about it. I will leave my turn there. I like the blood too. The blood's cool.
Yeah, it's a new little thing. It kind of removes their token, but leaves a little bit of blood there.
That's cool.
All right, that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, it's Damrakir's turn. He looks to you, Yama, and says, "Are we fighting or are we pushing forward? What's going on?"
Let's us remove the rubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his shoulders into the rubble, and try and just athletics his way through this.
Actually, can I like free action just yell out to them? I should have probably done that at the end of my turn anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely get Yama and Damraki to do that. Karu, can you take the ones attacking the Rothe, and I'll let these pricks swarm me.
Yep, already had that thought.
Perfect.
So Damrakir kind of just slams into these logs, knocking some of them aside. Yama, if you were to do similar, you reckon that you'd be able to burst through and sort of break through them, but that will have to be on your turn. There's a goblin sniper near you, Pauly, that kind of backs up a little bit and takes a shot. 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
because he's a sniper. That's going to be 13 piercing damage.
I'll uncanny dodge that.
Okay. You notice another one of the little goblins, whilst he has a stick, he's also got a sort of what appears to be kind of a human skull, and he's sort of aiming it at you, Pauly. And he starts sort of jumping back and forth on foot to foot, crying, with some kind of incantation in Goblin. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh God.
You're great at those. What do you think? What do you
Yeah,
complain?
I know. Oh, actually, 16.
16, okay. You can feel yourself getting a little bit dizzy, but then you're able to kind of shake it off, and this goblin looks a little bit upset about that. Okay, one of these other goblins is going to run up to the Rothe, but he's going to use his whole turn to do so. Karu.
Is this area up here like elevated? Like, will that count as double movement or whatever?
Yeah, it's sort of difficult terrain to kind of get in there. The goblins don't seem to be affected by it because they're quite short. They can kind of run through this sort of low brush area. But for you, it will be difficult terrain to get up in there.
That's all right. I just realized I have 40 feet of speed and not 30 feet. So I can, even if I climb over these guys, I can actually get to
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
The combat track is in my way because there's so many of them. Instead, I collided with at least one wall. Hang on.
Where do you want to move to? And I can just move you there.
I want to get to in between these two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And as a bonus action, I'm going to activate my Crimson Right. Where is that thing so I can take my damage? I take 4 damage. I obviously activate it on my Cutlass, and then I'm going to swing at this guy here first.
Sure. $25
Is that-
will definitely hit.
That was a 19 on the die, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
There's a thing I keep forgetting that I have.
Increase critical?
Yeah, the tattoo on my arm bulges.
Oh yeah.
What does it do?
I think it gives you criticals on 19 or 20 the first
It
time.
does,
you hit
yeah.
a 19
So
on
this-
the day, for the day.
Yeah.
So
Heck
your
yeah.
arm kind of swells up, as if inflated like by some kind of puffer fish venom, and just you slam it into this goblin, and he effectively just gets split in half. So much so that with the critical, I'm gonna let the one behind him also gets exploded. Just as, the force of your hit is just enough to liquefy two of them.
Amazing. Cool. Well, see that, and I'm like, well, that was effective. And I'll turn and look at the guy that's on the other side of me, and he just point at him. And with my second attack, I will aim at him.
Yeah, you see him. He was like starting to kind of try and lift up the Rothe with two of his friends, and then you've just obliterated two of them. A 14 is definitely going to hit. So again, you don't even need to roll damage. These
Do it
guys,
anyway.
Well, okay, fine. I don't want to take away your fun.
Don't yuck her yum.
Exactly.
Blood everywhere
It
on the
legit-
ground. All goblin blood. Any other movement or?
That was pretty much all my movement, seeing as I climbed over the Rothe, and I also am just going to stand a bit close to them in case they start to break away.
Sure. Yama, you see this. There was sort of a line of goblins that came to harass the Rothe, and they have all been exploded or slashed apart.
In like 6 seconds.
Yeah, in a matter of 6 seconds. You can hear more clamoring on the other side of this bush area, but you also did hear Pauly yell to that they'll deal with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to clear my way through the last of this stuff that Dumrakia's working on.
Mhm.
So was that in athletics?
Yes, please.
Come on. Oh, yeah, pretty good. 20. Dirty 20.
Absolutely. So, with the help of Damrakir pushing logs aside, and the both of you sort of put your shoulder in and take out the sort of big log that's blocking the way.
So is that my turn?
I'd say that's your action, but you can definitely move still.
I did want to, is it possible for me to, take out some rations and maybe try and, encourage the Rothe towards me?
Absolutely, yeah. So, give me an animal handling check.
All right, pray for good juju. 14?
Yeah, I'd say some of them that are a little bit closer start moving towards you and start kind of following you into this area. But some of them are still kind of huddled around Karu, making weird noises as the
Covered in
goblins
blood.
come in.
As goblin gore just covers them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else?
No, I'll move through if I can a little bit
sure.
further. I can't.
Let me.
Thank you.
So as you move deeper in, you see sort of this large forested area. There's these sort of trees separate. These sort of very large trees separate from the sort of general brushes that you've seen before. You can also see up on sort of a bit of a hill is a what appears to be a small squat house. And actually, as you come in here, you notice that there are a number of creatures in here tending to the trees. And as you step into sort of not quite the clearing itself, but the start of it, they turn to look at you. These seemingly women are kind of green, and they're wearing dresses made of leaves, and almost their hair is made of leaves as well.
Ooh.
Very cool.
And one of the creatures moving from tree to tree and kind of monitoring what they're doing has sort of big bug-like features, small wings on his back, and a carapace, and he looks a little like this.
Oh, that's so sick.
He looks sick.
Praying mantis style.
Yeah.
His eyes turn to you though, and you can see he has sort of a rapier on each hip. And he turns to you as you walk in, and he sort of turns his head sideways, and his mandibles click a little bit. But that's your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. One of the other goblins is going to run in and try and attack you, Karu. I assume 11 does not hit?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. The Rothe are going to make a wisdom saving throw. They're not incredibly bright. See if they bolt for it. Yeah. So half of them start running forward.
I don't think I have a reaction or anything.
Nope. And then 2 of them start running back.
Yep.
All right. One of the goblins, seeing the Rothe coming up, one of them's going to jump on top of the Rothe and kind of try and drive it ahead, and kind of keep it going. Ooh, and he got a natty 20. So yeah, he jumps on one of the Rothe and starts sort of riding it further into the clearing. I'll move him to the side just so you can still see that there is a Rothe there.
Cool.
All right, this one's going to come step up, seeing his friend's done something really cool. This one's going to come in and try and stab one of the Rothe.
How dare.
He doesn't... 24 to hit, yep. Okay, that Rothe is going to take a bit of damage. It's still looking pretty fine. It's not quite bloody, but he is sort of hacking into it a little bit and sort of drinking, playing with its blood and just looking generally pleased with himself. Some of these other goblins, seeing you having destroyed one of their leaders, Pauly, they're going to kind of step back and try and shoot you. But a 13 is not going to do it. So when he sees that go wide, and he sees you kind of look at him, he ducks behind this this log and seemingly disappears.
I can just imagine Pauly having like one of those like just emotionless bird faces, just turning at him, like, and then angling the neck at a really weird angle that shouldn't really happen.
One of the goblins jumps out of the way of the Rothe that's kind of stampeding towards him, and that puts him in range of you. Pauly he backs up, not seeing you at first, and then you're kind of there behind him in the bush. He's like, ah! And tries to stab you.
Yep. Also twists neck like around like 195 degrees,
Like an owl, yeah.
Yeah.
He misses, and before we go back to your turn, I'm going to have us cut back. I don't want to leave Dylan too far out in the lurch. We cut back to the Dreamlord's palace, the castle of Everwen. Sorn, you stand there, standing in a room surrounded by stars, the infinite abyss in all directions, and sitting on this on the throne in front of you is a pale, slender figure, wearing sort of a black suit of indeterminate age, and they sort of look at you from this raised dais, and they have said, welcome, dreamless one, to my realm. We have much to discuss. What does Sorn say?
It's nice to be here. I like what you've done with the place. Where is here?
You are in the dream. The world of the mind. The world between worlds. Where all beings come to have a shared hallucination. The world of infinite power. And you have somehow tapped into the power of this dream. The power of dreaming itself, my power. Tell me, dreamless one, what is it you hope to accomplish with this power?
Before I go to speak, I'm just going to try something again. I raise a finger, and I just want to imagine that there's a chair behind me, and then I want to, if a chair appears behind me, I want to sit down in that chair.
Absolutely. So yeah, you raise your finger, think about a chair, and is it what kind of chair are we talking? Regular wooden bar stool?
Nah,
we talking
a
lazy boy?
Like an old leather library chair,
Overstuffed kind of.
Oops. Like a Chesterfield armchair.
Yeah, cool.
It's a very dark, like a plum leather color, with silver buttons and rich mahogany carvings.
Yes. So yeah, you think it, and it appears behind you, and you're able to sit down. It's quite comfortable. And what do you say?
It's like, well, that's cool. I wish I could do that at all times. I could do sort of like that in the non-dream, I don't know, the real world, the waking world. What do you call the other one? Whatever. Anyway, I can do stuff like that, sort of. What was your question again? Sorry, I just try to wrap my head around this place.
So your sojourn into rituals of untold endless power, so that you may summon chairs in the waking world.
I can summon more than... I can't actually summon chairs in the waking world. I could do it here, apparently. I just found that out. That was a whim.
But you siphon my power and threaten the walls between dreaming and waking for the hope of summoning chairs.
No, I do that so I can kill things. I also got the power of do you know the Storm Lord? You're the Lord of the Dreams. Do you know the one that makes storms? I've got his blood. He's part of me too.
He kind of smells, smells the air. You smell of gods. Little godling. Know that my power is more ancient than these gods. I have seen gods born, and I have seen gods die. And when they are all gone, I shall devour the sun.
I like where you're going with this, because I don't like the sun all that much. Prefer the dark. But in saying that,
How
this
is
is the
it
first time I've ever dreamed. Like, how does this work?
How is it that you came across my power? It is not usual for a mortal such as yourself to be this in tune with the dreaming.
Did a bit of studying. We had some downtime. My friends and I, they're awake somewhere. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, yeah, we had some downtime. We were traveling, so I did some light reading for a number of weeks. And by light, I mean that's all I did for a few weeks. And I
Books,
I developed these eyes, and my eyes like I want to try and like show the eyes of the Rune Keeper, and for Sorn they go black, and then they're just all stars and runes.
Yeah.
And now I can read everything, so everything makes sense, and I guess that's how I tapped into your power, or I had it there to begin with. I don't know. Like, if you're saying mortals can't generally tap into your power, does that not mean that I should have had it to begin with, and I've awakened it somehow, or I'm just really cool? Like, I don't know.
Perhaps your book studies magic rituals. You've unlocked a sliver of my power, a window into the dreaming. All language barriers disappear here. All language becomes one language, and that is what you are seeing when you look through my eyes. But tell me, Dreamless One, did the books tell you of the cost?
I assume there would be one. Can I change the setting in here real quick? I want to try. I want to try and do something. I just want to see how much of your power I've got.
You tell them that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't seem to they don't really respond. They just kind of keep looking at you with that. They've got those sort of black eyes as well with stars in them. And are just sort of sitting there regally. Not so much they don't assent, but they don't dissent to that.
I want to I'm imagining an ancient sort of in my mind it's like the Vatican, but it's underground. And it's essentially like if Menzo Baranzan had a big overlook into the Vatican in the cave system of the Underdark, but then there's like stars floating through as well, and I snap my fingers.
Yeah. So you see sort of the chamber you're in is kind of still mostly the same in terms of it's this sort of see-through, almost like a tunnel that you're seated in. And then just beyond that, you see the ground shift and change. It's the Underdark rock that you're used to, that you grew up on. You pull from memory the city of Menzo Baranzan, but sort of in the middle, where there was once a big time clock that had sort of fairy fire go up and down at each day to show the passing of time in that sort of endless darkness. There is sort of a massive temple carved out into the ground of the city itself, and the sort of stalactites and stalagmites of the city kind of ring around this almost like amphitheater that you've created, and you can even see figures down there with your excellent vision. You can see drow and hobgoblins going about strange business, some being chased by unknown horrors, some being chatting with each other and cavorting and reveling. The Dreamlord says, "My powers as an endless come from the function that I am. But you may be useful to me, being part of the mortal world. Some dreams and nightmares have escaped this place,
So
and I
you
need
would
you
mean-
to return them.
Can I just take them? Destroy them? Do you need me to bring them back alive? Or can I
If you
somehow
destroy them,
squash them and bring them back in a smaller form?
if you are able to destroy them, they will be sent back here. As a creature such as these, destroyed not on their native plane, will be banished back here, where I can deal with them and punish them. They hold their hand over and hand you sort of what appears to be sort of a large clear gemstone, and they wave their hand over wave one hand over the other, and this gemstone appears, and they hold it out to you to take.
I'll use Mage Hand because I'm not like right in front of them.
Yeah,
In my mind, like I'm probably like
50 meters back, but you're
yeah.
having this like
I'm sitting back. Like if you can see my webcam, I'm sitting back. I got a leg up over the chair, and I'm just like lounging. Like I do not understand the gravity of this situation at all. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, love your work, bro. Like you're cool.
And standing
Alright.
just to your side, sort of just behind you, as if like a servant, is Muse. She kind of stands there, her wings kind of relaxed. And you mage hand over the gemstone and hold it. It's a good solid sort of size of your hand. It sort of fits in the palm of your hand. And Dendar says, if you are able to weaken a dream or a nightmare, you will be able to capture them in this and send them back to me.
I don't see that being an issue. I am pretty good at weakening things, that's for sure.
It shouldn't be. As you have taken this power, you must also take this responsibility. The power comes from the responsibility of the dreaming.
I don't see why I couldn't do that. That seems fair to me. Will I get more power by doing this?
Well, you never answered what this power will lead to. Killing is not my domain.
Well, alright, we'll put it this way. There are some creatures, there are some entities, there are some gods that I don't really like all that much. And I believe if you're more powerful than the gods, I can say their names here. But
We are beyond gods in this place, although even gods may dream.
I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna be like, well, Lolth for one. Don't like her. Don't like what she's about. The whole fucking thing. Spiders. Ugh.
And you fear this god?
I don't. Well, yeah. I feel like everyone should probably fear Lolth. She's a bit of a psycho.
So you wish to gain power to become beyond the gods, out of...
I just want to. I'll just send her to nothing. Well, I'd like that. That'd be a cool goal to have at some point. That's ways off that one. Kind of annoyed with my. I guess we'll call him Bloodkin. The Stormlord. He's screwed me around a few times recently, so I'd like to. Don't want to kill him. He's all right. He's just how he is. But definitely wouldn't mind messing with him a little bit. So yeah, more power would be good if I could find a way. It's always good.
Power to undo the gods.
Yeah,
It's not our
pretty
place
much.
to meddle in those affairs.
Well, I mean, it's not your place, but I'm not an endless.
Very true.
I am part both.
But know that as you accrue more and more of my power, these responsibilities will begin to accrue as well. So yes, Sorn, whilst power can become yours, know that it does come with a cost. Think carefully.
Nah, the cost is fine. Will I be able to create a place like this? My own little.
As we cut back to the to the battle at hand, Pauly, it's your turn.
Pauly does what Pauly does best. It just starts blasting. First attack, he's going to shoot at the curse the curse spitter.
Mm-hmm.
Just blast him with my pistol. Fully expecting to get the Rothe and a bit of a blast zone for this one too.
Yeah. So, with loading your pistol, that's probably like a bonus action.
Didn't we say there was 3 shots per in this one?
Not in the Broomcree. I think it's a single shot.
I thought we said this one was okay. All good.
I think you had 3 shots at some point, as in like you had 3 pistol balls, but you've gotten a lot more since then.
Okay. All right, then I'll leave that one then. I'll tuck it away, and I'll just attack with Talon.
Sure.
I'll attack the guy next to me.
What has the loading property? I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked into what the loading property means. I think maybe it means, you can maybe attack with it, but it's only once per turn. I'll also accept a critical hit on this goblin minion that was coming to attack you. And you absolutely eviscerate him with tiny little stabs.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of tiny little stabs, though, I do need to make you do a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, that's right. He is right on me. Yep.
It's DC 11.
Beat it. 14.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. So he goes to stab you, but then all of a sudden, just the sword talon flies out, and this guy
away.
is obliterated.
Done. And then I'm gonna zoom. I'm actually gonna fly. I'm gonna fly next to. I can't seem to move Pauly.
Oh, sorry. Now you should be able to.
There we go. I'm gonna fly over next to this Rothe here, and then stab this curse spitter with a dagger.
Yep.
Oh, 9. So it's a 1.
Yeah, so unfortunately that's not going to hit. No. A 1 critical failure. In doing so, the goblin actually, as you go to strike him, the goblin actually grabs the curse spitter, grabs the other goblin and kind of pushes them in front of you to take the blow. But because and perhaps because you're so put off by this, you're able to, or you just completely miss both. And it's very upsetting. But in doing so, I'm going to say because of that critical failure, this other goblin, actually this goblin's riding another, riding the Rothe. So
there's riding the Rothe,
yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I can do.
Damrakir sort of sees you walk forward, Yama, and kind of he's going to coax the Rothe that are with him to follow him as he pulls up alongside you, and on their turn they're going to come join him. But he comes up short when he sees these dryads and everything, and kind of they're all looking at him, and he's like, "Ooh, okay, they weren't here last time I was here."
Yeah, I think if he is just like walking up next to me, I think Yama just kind of puts up a hand and like kind of eases him to a stop. And
all right, the sniper's going to keep taking. Well, this other sniper's going to take shots at you, Pauly. But that is a miss. And the curse spitter that's in front of you that you tried to stab, he's going to try and reach out and sort of bop you with his little staff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
You feel sort of a pinprick of something as it does 8 poison damage to you.
Son of a bitch. I do have a ring with poison resistance.
Oh, there you go. So it's only 4 damage for you. Now he... he's crafty. So he starts running, but he does not provoke opportunity attacks. because he's a
Doesn't?
sneaky little bastard. That's right.
Ah, little prick.
Karu.
Yeah, I'm going to allow an attack of opportunity from this guy, and I'm going to run back to... Oh, okay.
Move you there.
Thank you.
Can you also make a dex saving throw for me, please?
Woo, I can do that. 14.
14? No, you're fine. Does a 13 hit your AC?
It does not.
Okay, then, yeah. This goblin is ineffectual at sorting out your, hitting you.
Nice, yeah. So I'm going to run back to the thingies. And I'm going to use my 2 attacks to grapple the 2.
Okay. Yeah.
With my tentacles. And I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm actually just trying to essentially redirect them.
Sure.
in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah. So that's you make an acrobatics check, is that right? To grapple?
Well, I think I just make a grappling appendage attack. But I'm obviously not trying to hurt them, so I won't roll damage.
Gotcha. And that's versus their armor class, I guess?
Yeah, sorry, I am just checking the rules of the grapple. This character just has too many things.
Too many things going on.
Look, let me just do the attacks first to see if they even... Nope.
One of them
Missed
doesn't,
one.
No. One of them does. So we'll say that you have grappled one of these. Yeah.
Yeah, immediately after hitting with grappling appendages, you can try to grapple the target as a bonus action. So I don't know if that means you...
I'll just allow for... I mean, your attack actions can just be used to grapple as well. So we could say that you've attempted to grapple them with your appendages and failed. Failed on one, but definitely grappled one. I'm going to say, because of that critical failure, it's going to try and hit you with its hooves as a reaction. But you effortlessly kind of step aside as it tries to kick out at you.
Yeah, cool. I think you just hear in the distance, just Karu just go, crap! That's my turn.
Cool. All right, Yama.
All right. Yama honestly has no idea what's happening behind him and assumes everything's under control, but can hear a lot of cursing and shouting. Faced with this kind of new threat, I think I'm just going to I don't have any weapons in my hands, and I'm just going to address the gentleman that's kind of looks like he's in charge.
Yeah. The mantis.
Yeah, the manted thing.
What do you say, and in what language?
Oh, okay. I only know Common and Goblin, so I'm not going to go with Goblin. I'm going to go with Common. And I'm just going to say apologies for interrupting, for stepping into your realm. We would beg of you safe passage. We have some livestock to get through and some friends left behind. I do not know if the Goblin are your friend, but we would beg of you assistance.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion +0. Come on. Oh no. Oh, can I use a No, it's too late, huh? Damn.
Do you want to describe to me what a 1 looks like?
I think he either maybe they don't understand him or he gets he's feeling the frantic energy and maybe he starts appearing a little bit aggressive and his hulking figure is not really doing him any benefit in this kind of diplomatic situation.
Yeah, as you sort of gesturing with your hands, you're almost pantomiming, we need safe passage. All of a sudden you realize
condescending
that...
and...
yeah, and it's kind of looking at you, clicking its mandibles and stuff, and then you realize that you're motioning with the sword of Commander Ledros, going we need to come through here, and it kind of looks like slashing motions. They are not impressed, and they sort of move toward you, but they don't attack yet. But they seem to be sort of spreading out around you, getting into a bit of a line and moving closer.
Okay. He's going to look to Damrakia for like assistance, but also maybe shout out to like, "Oh, my captain, can you hear us? Are you coming?" He's just going to look for a little bit of assistance, and I'm not going to do anything with my turn. I might actually, I'll cast Sanctuary on Damrakia, so he's got a +2 to his AC.
Okay, cool.
Would I have heard her yelling out?
Him? Yes.
Oh,
Party
sorry,
of
sorry.
boys.
Yes.
Party of hot boys.
Yes.
Hot boys
sorry.
style in this
I-
party.
Sorry. Yes.
And
My
sorry,
brain-
I'm
my brain
casting
farts.
Shield of Faith, not Sanctuary, so
Sure,
+2.
yeah. Cool. Let's put a
Yeah,
little-
would I have heard him?
Sure. I think his voice can carry. He's used to giving commands on a battlefield.
He's a big boy.
I'm literally gonna go, yeah, while stabbing goblins. What's up?
Can you diplomacy required? And he's just gonna continue aggressively waving his sword with
while,
that natty one.
while stabbing like a goblin in the eye or trying to stab a goblin in the eye, I'm just gonna go, "Karu!" and that'll be it. Perfect.
The goblin minion that you ran away from, Karu, is going to run off and kind of try and drag one of these, or attack one of these Rothe. He's going to pile up with his buddy, I think, here. And,
Ooh.
That's nice. Finally. Not much damage, though. This Rothe is not even bloodied yet. But on the Rothe's turn, it is going to see if it takes some more hits. Not immediately, but the unattended Rothe are going to get... this one's going to run past you, Pauly. You're going to get an attack of opportunity on the goblin on its back.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rothe itself is going to try and charge through you.
Sure. Do I do the attack of opportunity first?
Yeah. You sidestep the horns of this thing, so you're fine. But as it goes past, you're able to kind of swing around.
15?
15 will hit the goblin, yep. So you
perfect.
skewer the goblin off the back of this Rothe.
Mhm.
And the Rothe kind of just keeps running.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, the other Rothe here, one of them's going to try and kick the goblin that's sort of behind it. Rothe just don't like goblins behind them. And just completely destroys this fool. The other Rothe start running, though. And this one's going to run and take an attack of opportunity. These guys just can't hit for shit. The other Rothe that you have got with you are coming with you, though. It's a goblin minion. And then the one that's trying to get away from you, Karu, do you want to make a attack of opportunity for me as one tries to leave your grasp? And if it does hit, then you'll have grappled this one as well.
Yeah, I'll just use my grappling attack thingy. Better. 18.
Yeah, so it tries to leave, tries to turn and run from you, but as it does, you're able to kind of reach out with those tentacles, and now you have a Rothe under each arm. Or under
So
each tentacle.
do they have horns?
They do on their top. So
There's a tentacle like appendage around like one of their horns each, and it's just like steering them back round.
Nice. Cool. The goblin is going to keep chasing after. You see Pauly behind you. The Rothe that's kind of damaged and bleeding run past, and then there's a goblin kind of chasing after it with these two knives. And he's going to try and keep attacking on his turn. 17 will hit. And he does 7 damage, bloodying the Rothe. It's not looking good.
Son of a bitch.
All right. I just heard noise when it got to top of the round. Pauly, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception, where is that? Passive perception is 16.
Okay. So you do not see, or what you don't see, is a goblin fire at you from behind the log, and a 24 hits your armor class.
It does, yes.
And so you're going to take 8 piercing damage.
I will uncanny dodge that, but I am still bloodied.
You've used your reaction on an
Oh, I
attack
have.
attack.
That's okay. Then I am definitely bloodied.
You see the goblin sniper, though, after he's landed the hit, is around that corner. Cool. All right, we're back to the top of the round. So we cut back to Sorn, if Dylan's still there. I know we just lost him.
Yeah, my camera died.
That's all right. We cut back to the land of dreaming, where... Sorry, Dylan, can you remind me what the last thing you said was? Can I make a castle like this or something? What was it?
Yeah, would I be able to make my own sort of dreamscape, dream world that I could take people to if need be eventually? I don't know. Like, I've never had a real home, and I suppose a dreaming home is as good as any.
The Dreamlord, the he who shall devour the sun, says you would need to find your own way back into the dreamless one. First, though, perhaps if you can find Novacrux and bring them back here, you could work on accessing this place at any time.
Well, how do I contact you to bring them back here? Can I contact Muse?
They say if you can't find your way into the dreaming yourself, sure, maybe it's in one of those books. And they wave their hand, and there's sort of the lights all go out in the Menzo Baranzana around you. And then there's just you and Muse kind of floating there in the darkness. She puts her hand on your shoulder and go, "Wasn't that fun? You got to meet the Dreamlord. Oh, I remember the first time they created me. Oh, I was just so excited."
I want to try one other thing real quick.
Sure.
And potentially you push my luck a bit. Just gonna say to Muse, I'll be like, "Oh, so you were created by the Endless One?"
Yes.
Hmm.
I go out and I'm sort of like a bit of an inspiration. I go out and give people new ideas. Any kind of a lot of the really good art you've seen out there. Some of it, but it's great meeting the mortals and putting dreams in their heads and a lot of mortals just sort of sit there and daydream when they stare at me, which is kind of okay, I guess. Like, it's really fun. I just love my job.
Will you allow me to try something?
Sure. I got to get you back to the mortal realm really quick, though. So
yeah, I just want to try one thing and then just see what happens.
Well, whatever inspiration takes to you, I'm here for it.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say it just yet. And I want to snap my fingers because the image you showed of Muse, she was very like golden skinned and angelic looking.
Yeah.
I want to change her form to look a bit more drow.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a persuasion check, because this is going to be sort of your force of will trying to overcome hers, right?
Yeah.
And before you roll it, I'm going to say you're going to need this could be difficult, so I'm going to say you're going to need a 25.
Okay, can I guidance myself because I'm
Absolutely
trying to use my power as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to guidance myself. First, I'm going to roll. Nah, even with guidance.
So you crack a 20, but what happened? Like with guidance, you would have cracked a 20, but not quite the 25. So you start imagining her with sort of that dark ebony skin, you know, the white hair, etc. And you can see it starting to creep up from her feet, and sort of her skin starts covering, and she looks she kind of looks down and is like, oh wow, that's really exciting. Oh, I haven't done this look before. And then like your concentration kind of breaks. There's sort of almost like a barrier you couldn't quite get past right now. And it sort of fades back almost like she was almost like her skin almost blushing, but then kind of goes back to the sort of paleness that it was before. And she's like, "Aw, that could have been really fun."
I can always try again later. Just wanted to see what kind of power I have accessed. All right. So how long have we been here? I know we're on a different plane of existence, and at times weird here. It's all timey-wimey, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it could have been. I mean, maybe it's been years or moments. I'm not very good with mortal time.
Do you know where my friends are?
We should get you back. And she puts her hand on your shoulder, and you are rocketed back, and you find yourself back in the House of Negotiable Affection, sitting kind of splayed in one of the chairs, staring up at the stage, and Damraki is not there. The time sort of starts to speed up again. You know, there's a moment she's still got her hand on your shoulder, and you can feel time starting to eke back into the world. And so you have a moment or two before time resumes.
And on that time, I'm going to use all my power, everything I've got, to slow it back down for but a moment, to reach back out to the Dreamlord and say, good chat, like where your head's at. Don't worry, what was his name? Novocaine? That dude? Yeah, I got him. I'll get him. I'll find him. Him, her, them, I'll find him. So you want me to absorb him into this thing?
Yeah, you look down, you're still holding the gem.
And can I try and absorb them into me? Or would that be a bad thing? I'm sure I'll figure it out. Like, I'm sure you don't even hear me. I'm just talking to myself. And then time snaps back.
Yeah. So you do hear I do hear you, dreamless one, and then time snaps back into the right spot.
Like I just cut off the connection. I'm like, yeah, sweet, time to go. All right, where are my friends? Is Muse anywhere to be seen?
You look up and she's gone.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm going to walk over to the bar. I'm assuming it's a bar. So I'm going to walk up and go, is it a bar or an inn?
It's a bar. There's a lot of men and women sitting languorously around at the bar, almost like they're waiting for someone. And there's sort of shows on tables and a main stage as well that kind of people are sitting around. And the people who are sitting around that main stage, that you see all them kind of looking around as if coming out of a reverie themselves. And whilst the stage is empty, sort of a new figure walks up. This time, sort of a gentleman in a really short crop vest, sort of the harem pants. He starts getting up and doing a bit of a turn on stage.
He just hears in his mind, Muse, is that you?
He freaks out. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes, no. And then I'll just stand up and like just dust myself off. Don't know how long I've been sitting here. I'd like to imagine if it's been a while, there would be a thin film of dust on me. Mm-hmm. I'll sort of just shake out my coat, like the tails of my coat, and draw my cloak over me. Walk over to the bar and say, barkeep. Came in here with a larger gentleman. Where the fuck is he gone?
He says, "Oh, yeah, you. Oh, I saw you sleeping over there in the corner. Maybe you need. Maybe you've had enough, buddy."
Yeah, nah, that's not what I'm here about, mate. Where'd my friend go? Do you know?
If you need a room, we do charge by the half hour.
He's gonna hear in his mind, tell me what I need to know, or it's gonna get weird.
Give me a intimidation check.
That's an 11.
Weak.
You see he's not super impressed by this, and he kind of looks over and says, "Hey lads, we got a troublemaker here." And these two drow gentlemen come out from the back or from the sides of the bar, come around and sort of put their hands on you and say, "Come on, mate, time to go."
All right, I'll just, I'm going to look at them with my newfound bit of gumption. And just say,
And then
may Lolth watch over you and wink. And then I'm just going to, no, I won't do that. I'm just going to turn and walk out.
okay. The bartender, as you go to leave, the bartender says, "Hey, wait a second. You with that shirtless Adonis tiefling man?"
Yeah, that fucking guy. Where's he fucking gone?
He went to speak with Talia.
Who the fuck is Talia?
And he sort of nods, and the guys kind of put their arms on you again and kind of lead you out of the building, but then out into another building. They're not very forceful about it, but they're just like, "You're coming with us," kind of thing. You're not being shoved, you're not being manhandled specifically, but they do have kind of hands on you, if that makes sense.
Okay. If they touch me, they get a little static zap because I'm slightly annoyed.
Yeah.
It's not enough to hurt them, but it is enough for them to be like uncomfortable at the touch of me. So
Yeah,
they,
so
like,
as they
walking
touch
with
you,
me.
they kind of have to hover hand you a little bit.
Yeah.
And that just gets worse, because then it's just creating static electricity, and every time they get closer, it's a little zap again.
Yep. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form, but it definitely annoys the shit out of them.
They lead you to another establishment, into sort of a back room, and kind of sit you down in a chair. Give me a perception check.
All right. Perception. 10.
I mean, it's kind of gloomy in here, but that's probably not a problem for you.
Nah.
They put you down and they kind of like look at you. They don't, they kind of look at you sternly. They don't actively try and intimidate you anyway, but sort of a look of like, this trash, whatever. And they walk out, and leaving you unattended in this room. After a moment or two, a figure walks in, wearing all black, pale white hair, also wearing sunglasses indoors like you. She sits down in the chair opposite you, crosses her legs, takes her sunglasses off, and you can see that there's sort of electricity lines instead of crow's feet. And she says, "What are you doing in my city, brother?" And we cut back to the fight.
Ooh.
Damn it!
And she looks like this, Sorn, for
Cool as fuck.
Yep.
You my twin?
guess we'll find out. We go back to the jungle, the woods, where it's Pauly stone.
All right, I'm going to yell out to Yama, and I'm like, just give me a little bit. These Rothe are being little pricks. And I'm going to lunge in this way and stab him. This like this one here with a dagger.
Yep.
$22.
These guys have cool little art as well. 22 definitely hits,
Ooh.
and
They do.
Like this guy is not quite like a regular minion, so you will need to roll damage for this guy.
Sure.
Can you take his fox hat for me? That's
Yeah.
so cool.
8 damage.
8 damage, yeah. Cool. That is not enough to fell this. This goblin is made of sterner stuff, though he does almost look bloodied.
Okay. All right. Either way, I'm gonna like basically kind of just do that. Yell at the Rothe.
Okay.
Just nothing really. Nothing even like coherent. Just like core at him.
Yeah.
And fly back over this way. Let me just do. Yeah. Cool. All right. It'll be fine. Because that was from there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't want to do more than my amount. But then just go to there and attack this one
Sure.
with Talon.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, nothing. 28 to hit.
28 will definitely hit. Roll damage.
Nothing fancy about nothing fancy that I can do other than stabby, stab.
You still get sneak attack as I guess the Rothe's kind of allied to you, but not really.
Yeah. 33 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Just obliterate him. Just you know what? Literally, just I want to. Can I look at his? Can I look at his like just his tile for a second? Just the image of him for a second.
Yep.
I want to stab his skull in the eyes that he's holding, both eyes, and then stab him in the eyes through the skull.
Yeah.
I want to impale his skull into his skull.
Yeah. And so you've stabbed in so hard, his kind of what's left of his face and nose break inwards, and then you push in like a shish kebab, so your rapier pokes out the back of his hood, and it kind of looks like the skull is in his hood now.
Yes.
And as you whip it out with a flourish, he just falls to the ground.
Perfect.
Ultimate double tap.
Anything else?
And I'm going to sit on this Rothe.
Okay. Cool.
Land
Yama
on it.
here steps forward in front of you, Yama, and is like, Friends, we are all people of Aurora here. We mean you no harm. I am of the waves, you are of the jungle. We are not here to cause trouble or eat your trees or whatever it is you tree folk do. And he's going to roll a charisma persuasion check.
Come on, flex those pecs.
I believe in him.
He certainly does better than Yama. So he has diffused the situation for now. They're not actively... It looked like they were starting to move hostilely to you, Yama. He's sort of diffused that, and he's like, it's okay.
Move
but they are
towards
not...
you with hostility?
Hostility, that's the
with
one.
hostility.
With
Hostility.
hostility.
They are not currently moving closer to you in a threatening manner, but they also don't seem to be backing down. They haven't sort of made an open path for you to proceed. Pauly, one of the other snipers, is going to come around the bend here.
Thought
After
so.
seeing you deal with his friend or his boss, he's going to take a shot at you.
Yep.
17 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. The curse splitter is dead. Yeah, I love the blood that gets left behind.
It's really cool. I like it
is
than
really
just
cool,
than the skull tiles. It's cool.
Yeah. Karu.
If I am grappling and moving with these two beasts, is my movement impacted by that?
I think it's half. Yeah.
All right, well...
You can dash, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. So grappling the two beasts, I'm going to move I'm going to dash and go 40 feet with them.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to kind of like as a free action, just kind of like let them go down that corridor, essentially whip them down there. And then I'm just gonna like look around and be like, wait, fuck, did Pauly go? And I'm gonna see that there's a beast over here, and there's a goblin over here, and there's a beast over here, and I'm just like, and I think Yama probably just hears Karu go, they're everywhere, and that's pretty much the end of my turn.
Yama.
But those beasts aren't grappled anymore. Sorry, because I did let them go.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. But you've kind of pushed them in this direction. I think because you've used your whole turn to do that, I'm going to say like you've kind of shoved them in that direction. They now see their friends, their Rothe friends, and they're going to move in that direction.
Yeah,
you kind of herded them into the right track.
Exactly.
Yama.
I just don't know what to do in this situation, and I think Yama is feeling exactly just as like flustered and out of his depth. And maybe he just starts talking tactics, and he's like, here's the plan. We're just going to bring these Rothe, like, to the guys. He's like, we're bringing our Rothe through. We're going this way. There are goblins coming up behind us, and we have 2 more allies. And we're just going to pass through. And then he kind of, I don't know, can I roll like a persuasion and like another persuasion just based on like him calmly talking tactics?
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, because Damrak here is flexing his pecs and kind of making, these tree folk see what a beautiful man he is.
Oh my god, thank god, one's an 18.
Hot tiefling things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just doing his nipple dances, like distracting them.
So with an 18, the mantis creature kind of takes he sort of rests his hands on his belt where the swords are, but doesn't draw them out. And says, yes, the goblins, they do not respect the jungle. They do not respect the trees. They do not respect the peace. You may bring your creatures through here, but they must not disturb the spirits. And they must not they must not take from here or disturb these woods. And he says, you said you have more to come? Well, you will wait until they arrive, unless you wish to head through and leave them to their fate.
By the way, when you were saying like, like he was dancing his feet, I was just imagining like Moana. So like, you're like directing it like with like hand signals, and he's miming
he's
it
doing
with
that.
his titty, like with like a titty dance,
Exactly what I was imagining. Yeah,
it was Maui.
Like Yama is like, we're going to go this way, and his pecs are going this way.
That way.
And he does a little bit of the like the
So Yama is just going to maybe he'll step forward, and to allow the Rothe to come forward and like funnel them towards the like exit so that they're not like damaging anything. And he's just basically like, yes, we'll wait for our brothers and not push too far ahead, if you don't mind us lingering here but a moment.
Sure. So he kind of seems to allow it. The dryads kind of step to the side, looking at these beasts with amazing curiosity. But the Rothe kind of step forward and kind of move in. Obviously, a lot more peaceful in here. They're kind of looking around. I don't think these are creatures from the Underdark that are used to kind of mushrooms and rocks and things like that. They're kind of eyeing these other creatures warily. But are kind of milling about in here as you wave them in. The other two that you had grappled Karu also kind of make their way and start joining up with the rest of the group.
That's the end of my turn. We're missing a bunch of rosé. I
I'm
can't
on
see
it.
shit up the top there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there
Okay.
slowly but surely.
All right. The anything else, Yama?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. The goblin who is attacking the Rothe here, he is going to connect. Actually, the Rothe probably on its turn got a chance to charge past him or to gore him. Let's see how that shakes out. 12 is not going to cut it. So the goblin sneak stabs into the Rothe. It lets out a groan and collapses to the ground.
No.
No.
Is it dead?
It is making death saving throws.
Oh God.
Oh.
As he sort of gives it a bit of a dance and then starts to try and sort of drag it, its unconscious form with him towards the back here. He doesn't get very far.
Have a potion down its throat.
The other goblin sniper is going to duck out Pauly and try and shoot at you.
Mm-hmm.
But is going to miss, and then so he dives back behind the log, but rolls terribly on his stealth. You absolutely still know where he is. All right, and as soon as we're back at the top of the round, we cut back to everyone's favorite goth boy and his sister sitting in the back room of a. Actually, I had a name for this place. The drinking establishment known as Shantara. And she has just said, "What are you doing in my city, brother?"
Oh wait, what? Actual sister.
All right.
I thought you were just fucking around.
I think we're leaning into the fuckery.
Sorn's just gonna. Well, would I know her name if she's actually my sister?
Yes, you know her name is not actually Talia.
Okay. I don't know her actual name though.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I asked you for some family member names, but you never gave them to me.
Fucking work is a bitch.
Yes. So you now lose the chance. Her name is Dunil Trialis Brighteye.
What's up, sis? Been a while.
She says, "It's been over 100 years, little brother, or I guess, no, older, yeah, big brother. The years have been kinder to you, it seems."
I wouldn't say kinda. I was petrified for most of that time.
Makes sense. When you left, we were about the same age.
Well, still about the same age. I just look much better.
She says, Lolth was not happy at you leaving, but
I'm sure she wasn't.
That doesn't bother me. What
Yeah.
bothers me, though, is that our father is unhappy with you.
What's he got his fucking panties in a bunch about?
Well, the Stormlord's always angry.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been a bit of a dick lately.
He's always a bit of a dick.
Yeah, look, true. This is true. I did meet another. It's a story for another time.
She arches an eyebrow at you. and says, "You have strayed from his lightning. Can I assume you're giving up any claim to the Storm Throne?"
I mean, you can have it if you want it. And I take my glasses off, and one of my eyes is like that inky black, swirling nothingness, and then the other one is the static electricity.
You always just had to rebel, didn't you?
Well,
He gave us these gifts, and you should have known your place.
but now, and hear me out. I had a dream. I believe I believe I was
silly.
asleep.
Don't be silly. You can't sleep.
Well, you tell that to the Lord of Dreams. They just summoned me and they forced me to sleep. Gave me this cool stone.
She says, "Well, I'm glad you've decided to give up the Stormfather's powers."
Well, I mean,
Because
I
it means
can't
I don't
really
have
give
to-
up what's part of me, but like you can have the throne. I don't fucking care about that little chair. You can have his
Well-
chair.
I mean, I was planning to kill you and take it.
Yeah, well,
But I guess I don't
that is
have to
our
now.
that is our custom, is it not?
Well, you and I have been trying to kill each other for a little while now. I mean, they say we were trying to murder each other in the womb.
Yeah. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Because we're both right here.
Yeah. I
But
I still come out on top, though. And I always do. And she kind of gestures around and says, "I'm doing quite well for myself. And and how about you?"
well, I'm doing very well. Very, very well.
So, just as a meta level, when you described Sorn at the start of this session, he is incredibly shabby looking and like beaten up. Is that correct?
He was a little bit. He was disheveled because he was like he was running
Not
through the
shabby.
seat. He's still like he's cleaned himself off before he left the previous establishment.
Yeah.
He's
So he's
back
cleaned
with
up, but
his-
his clothes are a bit wrinkled.
Yeah,
Only
he
you
was-
still had that wash spell.
Because he was seated in that seat for so long and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's gotten up. He's pressed his new fine vest. He's flattened that out and cleaned out the tails on his coat. So he's looking quite regal. But his hair's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
he's come out like at he's like if you could imagine me on a Sunday after 2 days of partying, but
Not a little bit disheveled.
but no, you gotta let me finish. But I have a wedding to go to, so I've cleaned myself up. But you still
No.
I'm dusty.
No. Dylan, do not use yourself as an example for what you think looks good. I've seen you. I have absolutely seen you after a fucking wedding and after a sesh for a weekend. You do not look good. Okay?
You're wearing nice
I'm usually
clothes.
dressed. That's what I'm saying. Dressed really nicely,
Yeah.
but like you can
Seedy
tell.
as shit.
You can tell he's been through the
it's the
wars.
sunken in eyes, you know.
Yeah,
And-
it was a bit gaunt.
And there's
You haven't eaten
stuff
in 3
around his
days.
eyes that he's never had. He's got sleep in his eyes, and he's never had that before.
Yeah, like the sleep in his eyes is it's like the eye that is the dream eye, his runekeeper eye. Like there's no sleep there. That's what
No.
the swirling is in his eye.
Yeah.
It looks like stars and stuff, but that would have been the sleep.
It's that
or the
black
sand.
sandy beach with
Yeah.
little pinpricks of light in it.
And I'm doing quite well.
Again, she raises an eyebrow, and it's just
And as she does that,
unbelieving.
he like rubs his eyes out, and then the electricity's gone from the other eye, and they're both black and swirly. And this is his.
So what are you doing in my city?
Well, I mean, I was here with a bunch of other people.
You should really send a letter if you plan to come visit.
I didn't know you were here. It's been 100 years.
Yeah, and you haven't sent me a letter.
I was made of stone for 98 of them.
Always with excuses for you. I mean, I thought we established that, fuck Mum right off, right? But we were still, you're still my brother. If we would stay in touch up until the day I murdered you.
Yeah, well, I was technically murdered for 98 years. I thought I was dead. I was conscious for it, but like,
Menzo Baranzan's a long way away.
Fuck that place. Fuck Lolth. I don't even care. Yeah, you heard me, Lolth. Fuck you.
Oh, she has no power here.
Yeah, I figured. I'm not afraid of her anymore. Fuck that bitch. Anyway.
She leans back and like pulls aside one of the curtains that's in front of the wall, and you can just see like runes on the wall. You're effectively in like a Faraday cage of runes.
I make a note of the runes that I can see.
Sure.
Like a mental note of those as best I can. Try and commit them to memory.
She says, "Oh yeah, Lolth is pissed."
She's always pissed.
Yeah, she has a lot less power up here on the surface. Who knew?
Yeah, well, the sun might have something to do with that.
Yeah. Well, I can't have you meddling in my affairs while you're in town. I've got a lot of plate spinning. I got a lot of business ventures I've got going on.
You're still spinning those plates. That was a really neat little trick that you had when you were younger. We used to think you were going to grow up to be a street performer.
Well, at least I have a job, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, I do. Did you see some people come through with some rosé? There was a big fucking. It looks like an Adonis. Like, dude is gorgeous.
Oh, thanks for saying that about me.
There's a stupid bird. Like a really annoying bird guy.
Give me an insight check with advantage, because she's your sister. You know how to read this face, but she seems to make a face and then sort of catch herself. So I want to see if you catch it.
It's 15.
15. Yeah. So she looks like momentarily shocked when you mention Rothe and you reel off all these people. You definitely catch a glimmer of recognition before she kind of puts up the stern, business as usual kind of face.
I click at her and just point and be like, I know that look. Where are they?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
And then she'll hear in her mind, where are they?
She says, they're doing a job for me. How do you know them? Why are you hanging out with bird people?
We make a lot of money together, okay?
Oh, he makes money?
Of course I make fucking money.
Oh no, he makes money.
He doesn't make shit. He throws fucking coins at things. He thinks it's funny.
That's how rich I am.
It doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. Fucking, but no, I've got. We have connections. We're doing some shit, and I reach up my sleeve, and I'm gonna pull out the like my little. For all intents and purposes, it's my little black book. But it's my Brigandia card, and the other. Oh, where are my notes? Where did I save it?
She looks at the Brigandia card and she says, "Who gave this to you?
Who do you think?
You met him?
Of course I did. I tried to steal his hat.
Oh my god, you are so dumb."
Yeah, it's fine. He gave me the card. He said,
"Oh,
look him up."
Oh my god.
He was great.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love her.
Maybe I don't need to kill you. I think it's just going to take care of itself, honestly.
That's fine. We've also got met a guy named Davil. He sent us on a quest. I believe it was for Captain Calibrand.
Calibrand works for me. He's the one I bought the Rothe from.
Well, there you go. I am here to deliver them. And where the fuck have they gone?
She says, "Oh, well, I sent them to the interior."
Do we have a faster way for me to get to the interior to ensure that it is done correctly? Sandra won't be happy.
She smiles and says, I do. You're not going to like it. And sort of a mischievous grin goes across her face, and she kind of smiles. And you can see she raises her hand, and you can see sort of lightning crackling off her fingers. And she says, say hi to the bird for me. And goes to snap her fingers, and there's a thunder crack. You notice the seat you're sitting in, runes light up from the floor that you didn't notice because of your incredibly shitty perception check. Runes light up. You're actually sitting in a magic circle in the seat that they put you in, and with a crack of lightning and thunder, you are teleported. You're bamfed out of the room.
Is this in a similar way to when I thunderstep?
Yes.
All right, but it's not my own thunderstep. So when I ephemerate where I'm going, I immediately throw up. I'm like,
yeah,
God, I fucking hate when
you
people
throw
teleport
up,
me.
and then you feel the act of falling. You are up high in the sky, and the vomit is falling with you and sort of swirling about you in the air. You are descending from almost not quite a cloud line, but from high up in the air, towards a jungle canopy.
All right, and can I, for one thing, while I was in the dreaming,
Sure.
would I have been in the dreaming long enough to have had a long rest?
I'll give you a short rest.
Alrighty. Let's just pop that real quick. I just need to 3d6 plus 6, roll. 8, 1. So 8. 7. That is what? 15. Where am I at? Heal. 1, 5. Heal. Yeah, that'll do.
So you're falling, tumbling towards a canopy of trees.
I want to wait until I get, gauge it until I'm about, we'll say... so I'm pretty high up. As I'm falling, I want to sort of, stabilize in the air, and I want to, get... Can I make a perception roll to see if I can see anyone?
Sure.
Alrighty. Just have a quick scan of the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's an unnatural 20.
Yeah, so you, hands out, you kind of stabilize, you stop spinning, create a little bit of drag. There's still just sort of a big line of vomit that just seems to be tumbling towards the earth. As you're kind of floating up here, you see what appears to be, you can kind of just make it out through the trees. It's probably a lot easier to see the herd of Rothe than anything else, and your attention kind of... They're sort of standing around in a clearing near these sort of bigger trees and what appears to be sort of a small hut. As you zoom in closer, you can also see another clearing that looks like it's got sort of a knocked over tree or a log with your dear friend Pauly as you're plummeting closer and closer to the earth. I'm going to let you decide where you want to be.
All right, I'm going to. Would you say the clearings? How far apart from each other are they? Is it like a pretty wide distance?
15. There's sort of a tree line or sort of a scrub bush line that looks quite thick. That's sort of about 10, 15 feet across. Comparing the clearings, I'm not sure if you can see on the map.
No, because I don't have a token.
Yet. Yeah, let me put you in, and then I'll put you on this side as well, so you can kind of see both those sides. Because you're coming at it from above, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to aim for... Where am I? Here. Come on. Give me a... Yep. I'm going to aim for Pauly, and when I'm within about 90 feet of the ground...
Yeah.
My feet start to chatter with electricity, and I'm just going to ride the lightning.
Yeah.
And come and land in and slide past Pauly on my heels and be like, "Sup, bud?
Hey there. Where you been? I met another drow. She was really cool. I actually really liked her.
She was a bitch.
Nah, she was pretty awesome, actually. In all honesty, she's probably my favorite drow I've met.
Yeah, well, wait till she tries to murder you. She's been trying to do it to me my whole fucking life.
Wait, your whole life?
Yeah, but I'll tell you about it later. It looks like we're in a bit of a debacle here. Like, what's going on? Are these little?
This is why I can't wait to have more pistols, because this is when I would definitely absolutely just go, no, it's fine, and then I just shoot people from like while we're sort of mid talking.
Yeah, looks like we're in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, look, all right, you look after this, Rothe. I'm gonna go vomit health potion into this one over here.
I mean, if you want to take that Rothe, I could probably just like throw a little bit of my little something.
At it. No. Look, I got a good plan.
Okay, all right. As I've slid past on my heels, I come to a stop and take a couple of steps back, and I'll just grab onto that Rothe and just be like,
"Can you roll initiative for me just to see?"
I can.
In the... So you, everyone else, you maybe heard a thunder crack very far away in the distance.
Are you kidding? I got a nat one.
Well, I mean, you did just have a huge soliloquy to Pauly, so you're probably just looking. You're still
looking
riding
around.
that lightning down, right? Yeah, getting a feel for it all. It's technically 4, but I'm just gonna put you at 1. Yeah, so you hear a crack of thunder up in the sky, but there's no lightning. The sun's out, and then riding in like Jinx or Tank Girl on a giant bomb.
Now, like the Silver Surfer.
Like the Silver Surfer, cruising down on a streak of lightning, which also lets out a thunderclap as he lands on the ground. He skids to a halt, jumps off the lightning as it dissipates, and sort of lands in front of you, Pauly, with a little bit extra momentum, and then tells you, all of that, and you dart off to the unconscious Rothe. What do you want to do?
I'm going to pour a health potion into my mouth, and I'm going to, bird vomit it, into its mouth.
Okay. For you, potions are a bonus action, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. You roll the potion for me.
Yes, where are they? I know I have normal potions.
I think it's...
I do, yeah. No, I do. Here we are. 8.
8 plus 8. The Rothe wakes up. It's still on its back, on its side. It kind of kicks around a little bit, but it'll do that on its turn. As the goblin that was kind of dragging it looks at you and sort of readies his knives. And you hear him say, "My food!"
Literally mid-vomit, I'm going to just try and slice his throat with talon.
Yeah. This guy's a little top knot.
See? Does 26 hit?
It does.
He's stealing my look.
Yeah. Is he related to Yama?
Punk
They're
ass.
goblinoids. I think that's rude to just say, though.
22 damage.
We don't all look
you know
the
what?
same.
You know what?
Just because we look the same.
You know what? For that reason, I'm going to cut his top knot off, because only one hobgoblin I know should have a top knot. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. So as he's lying there dead on the ground, you get the dagger out quickly
his whole
and
family.
just rip it off. I mean, I'm going to pocket it too, to give to Yama as a present later.
Scalped him.
Straight up scalp the goblin. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Anything else?
I'm just gonna make sure that this Rothe is okay, and then look at the other one too.
Yeah. All of them are undamaged apart from the one you just revived.
Perfect.
All right. Dumrock here, seeing that it's all cool, we're all chill. Is going to walk up to one of the dryads and just be like, "Hey, babe, you ever been on a ship before?" I'm a pretty notorious sea captain. Got my own ship. And he just sort of brushes back some of the leaves from her, that is her hair, from her eyes. He's like, what do you say? I mean, maybe when this is done, we can, And she's sort of seems to be sort of giggling a little bit and like just touching his chest and like poking the muscles.
Who's up for forcing Dumrick here to join the crew?
Pauly, the goblin sniper that is seeing all his friends and stuff have died, he's going to take a shot at you, which is a 16 to hit.
No hit.
Seeing that it misses, you see him. You kind of just duck, and the arrow flies past you, and then he just gives you a bigger "yeah, fuck you," and then like runs off and seems to kind of run off and
disappear
and dive into sort of a hole
right
in the area. Karu.
I'm going to go up to this one, and I'm gonna grapple it, drag it back to its friends.
The Karu tile looks kind of creepy in the blood splot as well.
Yeah.
You definitely grapple that, and you're able to drag it. You grab the Rothe by the horns, as they say, and and drag it with you.
Yeah, and I'd say I used 15 of my movement to get to it, and then half the remainder of my movement will say it's 10, so I'll drag it back like to here and do this. Then just same free action, just spin it to head down towards that path.
Sure.
And he kind of like turns around. Kara turns around. He like looks over. He's like, "Oh, this is not a job I thought I'd ever do." Okay, and I'm just looking at where the remaining beasts are. Just like, I guess I'll go get them. But I can't move, so that's my turn.
Cool. All right, Yama.
Well, I guess Yama is gonna go up to Dumrick is busy, right? So he's not good.
Oh yeah. He's like leaning on one of the trees, and it's just like, "Yo, what's up?"
Yama's definitely not going to cock block him, so I think he's very interested in the warrior mantis that's in front of him. And he's just going to wander up, very he's going to kind of try and shrink himself, so he's not trying to intimidate him or anything, and he's just kind of inspecting and I've never seen weaponry like this, and maybe he shows his sword, and I think he's just very fascinated.
Which sword do you show him?
Definitely not the blade of Commander Ledros. So he's showing him his katana of the way, the sword that he's actually proud of and has carried this whole time. So
yeah, so he you kind of walk around each other a little bit,
sizing each other up.
yeah. You just kind of look each other up and down, and you kind of show the katana. He kind of shows you, doesn't hand it to you, but kind of shows you his rapiers, which seem to be made of this sort of gold leaf folded in on itself. But obviously, it can't be gold, because why would it? Gold would make a terrible weapon, but it's some sort of perhaps fey blade that is just seemingly made of gold. It looks incredibly light, especially in his sort of noodly mantis arms. But his wings are kind of down; they're not flapping. He walks sort of carefully, always making sure to have a strong sort of shuffling kind of stance as he kind of walks around and looks you over with those beady eyes. And he says, "You come and disturb this place you are not from.
We definitely do not.
Here?
We definitely do not mean to disturb, and we were not aware that you were here. This one leads us, and we simply mean to pass through." And
as you say, this one leads us. You see, he looks over at Dumrick here, and Dumrick is like, "Oh no, my boat's made of not wood."
Oh god.
There's water everywhere, but it's salt water. You wouldn't want to drink it. You'd absolutely love it. It's a great view.
I do not mean that he leads us, simply shows us the way. Please do not misunderstand. We do not follow this muscle-bound fool.
Yeah. He says, we shall, we shall consult with Al Said. And he walks over to the sort of raised dais, his wings kind of, and he floats up and sort of alights on the top, and walks towards the door.
What did he say? Alcide?
Alcide.
Alcide, cool.
Cool name.
Alright, that's all I'm gonna do. Just hanging out.
Cool. The Rothe. One has just come alive. It is the last thing it remembers is being stabbed. And it comes alive and it's going to thrash about Pauly. It's going to try and attack you with its hooves, but it's at disadvantage because it's on its back. Luckily, it was at disadvantage because it only gets a 12. So it tries to sort of hit you with its feet as it gets back up. The other Rothe is going to try and charge through the goblin there. Misses, but sort of keeps running past it. And that goblin, does he? Oh, he's going to just get a cheeky little dagger shot in. That Rothe takes a little bit of damage. Nothing crazy. Karu, you've pushed this Rothe sort of towards the rest of the herd. Sorn, you've landed next to this big beast, but you did come in on lightning with a crack of thunder. It is going to try and gore you with its horns. I assume a 9 does not hit.
No.
So it tries to get in and sort of hit you with those big horns to burst you in the face. You've obviously spooked it. Seeing as you just rode in on a bright lightning bolt, and this creature from the Underdark is like pretty scared of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's your turn.
All right. Can I just try to guide it over towards everyone else?
Absolutely. How would you like to try and guide it?
I just want to put my hand out to it so that it can have a little sniff, because I did spend some time with the Rothe while they were on the ship.
That's true. Give me an animal handling check.
Oh god, that's not going to go good. Yeah,
a 6. You sort of putting your hand out, you're like, yeah, I got this, and then it does the butt wiggle, so you're like, yeah, it's force mind powers, I got this guy, and then you go to move it, and it just bodies you, not in a way that hurts, but just it is just not noticing you at all, and it just it looks like it's gonna walk over somewhere past you, and it's seeing some mushrooms to go root around at.
Do I see anything else over in that direction that it's gonna go? That would pose a threat to it, on the surface?
Give me a perception check.
Perceptione. Bro, really? Another 6. That's a 9.
Keep rolling sixes and sevens.
It's a bit of it's a foresty jungle kind of place. You see from that angle, you can see some dead trees and things like that. Nothing immediate, no immediate danger, but there's certainly all sorts of things that live in these kind of places. You from the Underdark, threats are around every corner.
This is true. No, I'm just going to have a quick glance over there and be like, seems alright. Knowing that I have, if anything were to happen, I have means of getting over there quite quickly. Almost in an instant, and a very loud bang. And I'm going to walk the other way towards where I saw Pauly going.
Okay. So there's, as you crest the around that log, you do see one final goblin that is undealt with a it's there with a bow and arrow and a little fox hat.
As I spot him, I'm going to throw my Stormlord's blade, but now as I've after the little interaction that I have had, that no one else knows about, the blade isn't staticky anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an inky blackness as well, like my eyes. And he's going to throw that. That's a 25 to hit for 11 radiant.
So this sort of it's still like a light blade, and it maybe it crackles, but like not to the same degree it did before, right? And it kind of plunges into this goblin and then dissipates and kind of reappears in your hand. The goblin is still standing, but only barely. But he looks mighty scared now for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna just look to Pauly and be like, that didn't go as planned. A little bit feeling a little off at the moment, and I look at the blade and let go, and it just disappears. Hey, you mind shooting that guy? And I'm gonna I'm just standing there, just summoning and unsummoning the blade, and being like,
Yeah, no, it's okay. Look, I understand you're tied after one buddy swing. I don't know how that happens, but I mean, yeah, sure. Look, I'll do the rest of the work, mate.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. I'll take over your job at flying. I did pretty good at that when I came in and landed. So,
very good.
Thanks, bud. And I'll just summon the blade again, and I'm looking at it, and every time I summon it, it looks a little bit less electric. And I'm like, okay. And that's what I'm doing for the rest of this round. I'm just until it gets back to my turn. Periodically, I summon the sword, inspect, and then let go, and then summon it again. And I'm just scratching my head this is fucking weird.
The remaining sniper you just hit, he obviously is after receiving that incredible damage, you've sort of scoured him open. His eyes wide, says in Goblinoid, fuck this shit, and starts running. He jumps atop the Rothe, and see if he is going to try and direct it.
No.
See if he sort of a contest of wills here. Yep, the Rothe is pretty shitty at that. And he starts sort of driving it towards the hole in the ground, which the Rothe kind of dives in. He sort of drives it down into the small cave there that the other sniper goblin also dove into. What's that? 40 feet? Yeah. Cool. And they are at that
entrance.
They're at that precipice. Yeah.
All right.
And it's Pauly's turn.
I am going to fucking drill this prick. Yeah, I'm going to literally just try and pierce him right through his spine without telling. 27 to hit.
Oh yeah. And if you can do less than 2 damage, he stays alive.
I don't think I mean, not to be.
This is where Pauly does
Look at all those dice.
Yeah.
Just don't think I can.
Absolutely.
You know what? Just to pay this up, I'll re-roll one of them. There's one of those d6s.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. That's perfect. It's 30 damage.
You swoop in and murder the goblin and pull him off the back of the Rothe. The Rothe, though, is still scrambling and trying to get into the dark, into the sort of place it kind of knows, right? Into the dark, yep. So I'm going to get you to make some kind of check to see if you can convince it not to. And if you fail, it's probably going to hit you with its hind legs as it goes in.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to try and persuade it by doing like some Crocodile Dundee shit with it. I can do like one of those ones. All right, and I can just try and bring it back out, and then like flutter my wings at the same time, but like in like a mesmerizing way. You know those birds who do like the mating dances, and they're all like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna do one of them.
All right, this is gonna be a difficult. This could be a DC 15.
Yeah.
Persuasion check.
All right, come on. It's 21.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So it's sort of crawling and scrabbling and kind of looking around, panicked at kind of the, it's taken damage, it's been attacked, and there's a lot of commotion. But then you're sort of strutting your stuff, wings out.
Yeah, I'm like doing a little hop backwards while like dancing like that.
Yeah. And it kind of slows and kind of walks over to you to kind of get a bit of an idea, like, what is this creature kind of thing. It attempts to kind of chew at one of your feathers, thinking maybe it's some kind of bush or bioluminescent fungus. Not in a way that you're able to kind of get out of the way or whatever, and start leading it back to the rest of the pack. And you've solved my goblin ambush puzzle.
Perfect. While they do that, remember those shots I built earlier? I'm gonna just go fucking Sorn coming in, fucking. Oh, look at my blade! It's not being sparkly. Fucking, I'm hurt and blood.
More sparkly. It's more sparkly now than it was before. That's the weird thing.
Less sparks, more sparkly.
And I'm gonna have a shot with the Amulet of the Drunkard, and I'm gonna use a greater healing potion. While muttering and being annoyed at Sorn.
Can Sorn see this happening?
You can hear it on the other side of the log. But you can only just see like the top of his crest over the log.
So I'm going to assume that he's partaking in alcohol. We're like, oh yes, Pauly, drink about it. That makes everything better.
Fucking, you just can't get good help anymore, can ya?
If I can hear them, can I hear them from where I'm standing?
Oh, we're definitely.
I mean, actually, you have incredible
yelling.
hearing. Yeah. You have the best hearing.
Yeah, okay. Karu's just like, all right, well, I'm guessing it's all good then, and he's just gonna walk down. He's not gonna even bother with the rest of them. He's like 4 of them back. Fuck, I'm going down here. And he's just gonna walk down.
Yeah, I feel like Sorn and I are just gonna bicker the whole way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna man, I've got some shit to fill you in on, and you just need to shut up for a minute. That other drow chick?
Yeah.
It's my twin sister.
Dude, she got all the looks in the family.
Yeah,
Straight up,
I look better.
I would definitely bang your sister, and I wouldn't bang you.
That's kind of weird because we're twins.
Yeah, I'd bang your sister. Just saying. I might actually. You know what? Now I know she's your sister. I might hit on her more.
Well, you are welcome to. I'd really she's been trying to murder me for a long time.
Look, I would try to murder her with my. I don't even know if I have a penis, but whatever that I
have. Your
Aarakockery.
The cloaca.
I don't know how that's going to work. Logistically, a bird and a drow. I don't think it's ever been done before.
This is there's a first for everything, and this is a fantasy world,
I'll give you my
and I can have my fantasies. All right, good.
You can have your.
All right. Anyway, so what's your sister doing here?
Well, she's Talia.
Yep.
So she's the one that employed us to bring these fucking Rothe. So
I know that. Yeah,
that's what she's doing here.
Otherwise, I wouldn't know how hot she is.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what she's doing here, and that's all that matters. That's all I'm aware of. I spoke to her for all of 5 minutes, and then she fucking bamfed me here, and I fucking hate being teleported by other people, especially her. Oh, send me fucking 300 feet up in the sky.
Yeah, she used to always do that. She just bamfed you around.
Just like a little bit of fun, like thunder steps.
That's right. She'd thunder step him everywhere,
Yep.
I can't move my token, I think, because it's still combat. But in the time that those two are just bickering, Karu just rolls his eyes and he walks down and comes right up to where Yama is, and it's just and how did you go and all that?
And I think Yama's just gonna introduce him these are the new people, and
Oh wow, hi.
they're tending to these trees. We must be careful not to take or leave anything. We've been given specific guidelines. Our friend.
Karu kind of like looks down to where his feet have like flattened grass, and he's like, "Is that okay? Like, does that make
think
sense?"
so. I think it's okay.
Okay.
And Captain Pauly, the gentleman who has given us safe passage has just gone up that direction. I don't know if we
Right.
should be following or.
I mean, we'll give him a second longer. You guys did a great job there, by the way. Karu, I got to say, you wrangle those Rothe like an absolute champion. And Yama, I mean, you know, obviously you've got some amazing persuasion skills. I mean, you know.
That was definitely all him.
No.
Captain.
Old Tex McGee over there. He's just flirting away with dryads. You did a great job.
He does do a good job of disarming people, I think.
I will say if Tits McGee is still, you know, doing his peck flirting, that Karu maybe just walks up, looks a little bit, and then just like smacks
the
pecs with his like with his tentacle. Just like to get his attention.
It's like a really satisfying crack of a sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Karu did it to like get the guy's attention, and he does it, and then he just kind of goes, "Ooh."
It's
he just keeps
one of
doing
those
it.
towel wax, yeah.
And he's sort of leaning against.
He's just like, "Wow."
He's leaning against the tree, and he's like,
"Ooh, a little to the left."
Hey, this is my friend Karu. I see you've got a number of sisters here, like, and he looks at you and he's like, right?
Yeah.
And
he waves with the tentacle.
And she kind of smiles and giggles and kind of beckons you two over to another part of the clearing.
And as we walk away, Karu like leads into Dumraku and just goes, "Really? Can you teach me the peck juggling thing? It seems like it's a really good move. I don't know how to do it." As they're walking away.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, it's a family secret passed down from grandfather to grandson on the wide open ocean of the Pacific Islands. But if we, and he kind of he pokes the tentacle a bit, and he's like, you need to be made of stronger stuff. We'll get you a training regime. Do you eat chicken? We got to get you a lot of chicken. You got to eat chicken all the time. In fact,
what I don't quite know what chicken is.
I know you have incredible hearing. I hope your sense of smell is terrible though, because I'm on a high protein diet. And wait,
it'll be fine. It'll be character building. You know,
yeah.
Like I'll just get stronger from it. It'll be fine.
As the dryad leads Dumraku and you over to sort of another part of the clearing, and they're mostly kind of walking around you and Dumraku and kind of like they're certainly like feel almost like, you know, they're not using oil, but they're sort of feeling the muscles and the skin, and they're kind of like ooh, and you know, brushing their hands along your tentacles, and it kind of feels like you're being brushed with a like a branch with leaves on it and stuff. Like it's very it's organic, but it's not like soft skin that they're touching your tentacles with as they lead you to another area.
Yeah,
and Dumraku's like, oh, that's right, ladies. I mean, there's a lot of me to go around, but don't worry about it. Like, there's plenty of Dumraku.
There's a lot of me too. Like, Karu's not quite matching the energy correctly, but he's just like puffing his like chest and pulling his tentacles out. Like, yeah, we're both here.
I can just imagine like the tentacles are flexing, you know?
Yeah. They are. They're like, you know what they are? They're wrapping around his arms so that his arms look bigger. Like, and he's like, yeah, it's plenty. Yeah.
Like the Popeye forearms.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had his spinach. Exactly.
And out of the little hut coming along with the mantis guy is a gentleman who's completely naked, and just falling off him just sort of showering off him constantly, as if it's coming from his skin and then just like floating away behind him. Just wherever he walks seems to be sort of yellow petals and just flower petals, as if like they're just coming from his skin. His skin is almost molting, dandruffy, but into petals.
At the
as he
side
just
of
walks
this,
through. Yep.
how does Rumpadump react?
Rumpadump. Who's Rumpadump?
My mic-ended friend that's always attached to me.
Oh, yeah. So you wear him as a hat? Is that right?
Yeah, he's up under my hood.
Yeah. So you feel he's sort of shaking a little bit, and is just like you get the sense of nature, shady places. Maybe we could go put out. You get the feeling of like, could you stick your head under that log for a little while? It's like a little cool, dark place. I could just like drop some spores. It just seems like a really good spot.
I believe I should probably ask there. Like I reach up like I'm scratching my head and just give him a little calming pat.
Yeah. As you scratch him and put your hand down, you can feel like little spores falling off your fingers to the ground.
All right. Well, yeah. I'll just join the rest of them and wait my turn to speak to their ruler.
Yeah. So this sort of naked gentleman comes out, made of sort of light and flower petals. And the mantis says, "This is Alcide," and Alcide just says, "Welcome to the garden. Be at peace here. Come, stay. My friend tells me you are passing through, but no, you must stay for a meal. I insist. I am Alcide."
Does my gem react in any way to this guy's presence?
No, it does not.
Okay.
But I think that's where we're going to end it this week.
Okay.
It's just after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, cool.
That
So you've
guy's
met
cool and
Alcide.
weird.
He's really cool.
Yeah.
Naked as the day is young, or long, whatever the phrase is, and just constantly molting leaves and petals as he walks forward. And that's where we'll leave it this week.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
I want to say thank you to a bunch of people who subscribed. We got Lucky Sevens, Hazy Days, and Fireworks. Thanks for the more subs. Thank you very much. And all the other people we got a bunch of other people who've tuned in. Hope you all had fun. Sorn, we got some Sorn charactering. I liked that, Dylan.
Yeah, Sorn is now in his mind, because he can't be a lord of dreams yet. He's a dream baron.
Dream Baron. Nice.
With his new title, he's telling everyone. I am the dream baron.
Perfect. Love it. And
just like his bed is also barren.
Going back to Quinn.
And you all, I was a bit dicey there, but the Rothe all survived
Yay!
so far.
Day.
Yeah, my sister's not going to murder us.
Just you.
Yeah, just it's either. She'll find another reason.
Cool. All right, well, we'll leave it there. I'll figure out what we're going to do. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. I think, Dylan, you said you might be busy next week, but we might just play around with the times.
Yeah, I will try and be home in time to play, but yeah, maybe like.
It's me that's not going to make.
Oh, that's
next
right.
week.
Sorry, Cait.
I'm moving house. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, send your energy to Cait and make sure you got to eat pizza. I think is like the rule after you move in. The first meal you have in a house has to be pizza. So good luck with that.
It's going to be pizza on the floor.
I think there's anything else. I think we'll just close it out there. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. Bye bye.